My name's Dave Dubeau, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content. Hey folks, welcome back. Today, zooming in from beautiful Hunterstown, Indiana, we've got Nicole Cordes, who is a relatively new real estate investor who's gotten a lot of experience pretty quickly. So, Nicole, looking forward to our talk together. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, give us a little snapshot. We're doing this recording as of the beginning of 2025. What does your portfolio currently look like and consist of?
Yeah, so currently we have two rental single-family homes. We have one that is leased out on a long-term 2-year lease, and then we have another one where we have a Section 8 tenant who is moving out as of April, and then we are going to renovate that house and then re-rent it out afterwards. And so those are the two properties that are currently in the portfolio. And then additionally, I have recently built a house. So my partner and I are living here, and we are going to begin renting out his house as well. So we'll have 3 under our belt here in just a few weeks.
Nice. So your partner is the partner in life and partner in real estate as well?
So I have 2. I have a partner in business, and then I've got a partner in life.
Okay.
So, yes.
And the partner in life is becoming a partner in business too.
It is, yes.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's good. So, Nicole, tell me a little bit about Section 8 rentals. I'm familiar with them. Some of our listeners may or may not be. So just maybe give me a snapshot. What does that look like?
Yeah, so I know you have a lot of listeners in Canada. So in the United States, we have what's called Section 8, and it is more so affordable housing for folks that might be low income, don't have a job, families with disabilities, and so the government assists in their rent. And essentially, they set thresholds based on the number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and the zip code of what they're willing to pay for those houses. And so the payment for the rent actually comes directly from the housing authority for the city or the state that you are in, and it does not come from the renter itself. We still have to screen just like we normally would to make sure that it is a renter that fits all of our rental requirements, but it is more of that government funded housing.
Yeah, so the nice thing is you don't have to worry about the rent check bouncing because the guys that are printing the money are the ones that are paying the rent. So that's good. And then the other good thing that I recall about Section 8 is that even though people have this stigma about low-income tenants, the criteria for them to qualify for Section 8 housing is very high. So if they screw up, that means the government's not going to pay the rent anymore. So they're very encouraged, they're very motivated to make sure that they're good tenants. Have you found that to be the case?
Absolutely. I mean, as of anything, you'll always have the bad apples of the bunch who don't want to follow the rules, but those generally don't last too long in the program. But they do have a laundry list of requirements for the tenant of what they have to comply with still to be a good renter and to continue to qualify. And then if a landlord makes complaints, obviously that's going to sit on their record, and that's up to the housing authority with what they do with that. But I have seen where eventually, they're no longer part of the program because of that.
Yeah, for sure. So, Nicole, it sounds like this Section 8 tenant's going to be taking off fairly soon. You said you're going to renovate the property and then re-rent it. Are you going to re-rent it as a Section 8 or as a traditional rental?
Yeah, we're going to post it as both. The area is growing, so I think, we are able to increase the rents, but unfortunately with Section 8, they do have a cap, again, with that bedroom, bathroom, and zip code. So I think we're going to post it as both and see, what's the best fit for candidate-wise when the tenants start applying and go from there.
Now, is there a lot of renovations that need to be done, or is it fairly light?
Fairly light, more so cosmetics, new flooring, kitchen needs redone, bathroom needs redone, but for the most part, the bones of the house are good.
Okay, so are all of these properties, so the Section 8, the other rental that you have, the new one with your partner that's coming on board, are they all kind of local to where you're located?
They are, yes. They're all in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Okay, cool. So that's convenient. So you self-manage everything pretty much. Is that correct?
Correct. Yes. Self-manage all of the rental properties. My business partner, he manages the maintenance, and then I manage all of the admin.
Cool. So how long have you and your business partner been working together, and what are each one of your roles?
Yeah, so we've been working together for 2 years. As I just mentioned, he's the maintenance, I'm the admin, so I really find the tenants, get them moved in. I manage all of the payments. We currently use apartments.com for our payments, aside from the housing authority one. And so I manage all of that, rental increase letters, move out, the checklists that we need to do, and any questions that they have. And then he's really the on call for if something breaks, he goes and tends to that, or if something needs fixed, he can then find somebody if he's not able to do it himself.
So you're more on the tenant management, he's more on the property management.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, that's a good combination. So when it comes to growing your portfolio, what are you guys looking to do over the next year or so?
Yeah, so we want to gain another house or two. We are trying to refinance both of the properties, one currently and one we're going to refinance after we do the renovations, trying to get those lower interest rates, Dave, while they're sticking around. But so we want to add a couple more properties and then really start to pay down the ones that we have. I don't want to necessarily pay them off, but I would like to get that debt to income down a little bit. And then another thing that we're looking at is doing another tax lien auction sale. We did one not this past year, but the year before, and we picked up quite a few properties, but unfortunately they all got claimed right before the deadline for the reclaim period. So we didn't actually get possession of them, but we're interested in doing that again, if nothing else, just to make the interest on them. But then if we can pick up, cheap housing and then be able to gut it and flip it, or rent it out, that would be great.
So walk me through how that worked. A couple of years ago is when you did that. You went and you paid. Are you guys a tax lien or a tax deed county?
They call it a tax lien. And then once you kind of win the property, if you will, from the auction, you do get a deed that deeds it over to you. However, the existing homeowner has a 1 year reclaim period to where if they pay off all the taxes and the interest on top of that, they get to reclaim their home. And so in Allen County is where Fort Wayne is. So Allen County, after COVID, they went automated into online auctions. And so every July, they post the list, and then the auction happens in either September or October, depending on the dates. And you have people from all over the world who are bidding on these properties. And so we bid on 3 property lots that were right next to each other, that were just lots, no houses, and we won those. And then we did have a 5-bedroom, 2-bath house right next to a college campus that we were going to try to turn into student housing that we bid on and won. But as I mentioned, they reclaimed it days before the period ended.
Of course, yeah.
Yep.
But still exciting. So walk us through, if you don't mind sharing, Nicole,
Yep.
how much capital did you guys have to outlay for those 4 properties, 3 vacant lots and the actual house? How much did you have to pay to catch up the owner's taxes? How long? And you said it was like 2 days before you got to take possession. Though that must have been disappointing. But even so, you got a nice, you got the penalties, you got the interest that the owner had to pay on top of that. So what did that look like? What was the initial investment and what kind of return did you get on that money?
Yeah, I don't recall exactly what was owed on each of the houses. We ended up bidding more than that because we kind of got into bidding wars with other people on it. But for the 4 items in that tax lien auction, we ended up spending only $14,700-ish with some change in there. So we picked up, a lot for quite little. And so in Allen County, the way that it works is in the first 6 months, if they reclaim it, you get a certain percent interest, but they went past that 6 months almost to that year mark. And so we got 15% interest on all 4 of those. And so that was quite a lot for just holding on to it for 1 year. Where else are you really making a 15% interest return on that? So it was really.
And the bonus would, so even though you didn't win the properties and take ownership of them, you didn't lose because you still got 15% on your money.
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely won there. One thing I would do differently is I got a little ambitious and started to do a lot of plans for what we were going to do to the one that had a house on it. And that was a time waste in the sense of we didn't get to do it. But I will say I learned so much that I wouldn't do it over again in any different way.
So moving ahead, looking to add on another house or 2 over the next couple of years, how are you guys going to finance that?
Yeah, so currently we've done just traditional financing for all of our homes, and we're now working on rolling all of those into more of like an LLC financing. So one we're, doing a DSCR loan for. So looking more into either the commercial loans or the DSCR loans. And then I will be looking also for some investors to potentially finance either the renovation cost or the purchase of the house, and then we finance the reno costs. So we're more that traditional method, though I am starting to, read books and explore a lot about lending and how, what the other options are out there as well.
Exciting stuff, Nicole. This is great. If people would like to connect with you, what should they do?
Yeah, so unfortunately, we don't have a website up yet, but I do have an email. It's Nicole, Nicole, at B as in boy, N as in Nancy, RE.pro.
Awesome, Nicole. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. It was a pleasure.
All right, everybody, take care. See you on the next episode. Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.